So what's up everybody? Welcome to Beginner Guitar, How to Get Started. Maybe Series 1, Part 1 we'll call it. So, I think I'm tuned to a half step down. Turn on the amp and we'll go to a clean setting. Check. There you go. That way you can hear. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to do this differently. I've watched a lot of videos on beginning guitar scales and everything. And here's what I found out. No one teaches you from the exact beginning. So the first thing you want to do is you want to sit in a comfortable position. And this is important because you want to be able to extend your leg so while you're playing you can tap your foot. So your leg wants to be kind of level and then extend it out, relax. As you tap your foot, you're going to use your foot to count because you don't want really your knee going. But this is why you see a lot of guitar players live. They're counting. They might not be counting numerically 1, 2. But as a beginner, you're going to want to count. And that's tapping your foot. This is what I mean. No one is teaching guitar properly. Now, the pick. So basically, if I hold the pick, I'm going to put it on the side of my finger, like this. And these are big picks, so don't go by where it's positioned on my finger. Because if I take a smaller pick, which I have smaller picks, like you can see this difference in size. This is a much bigger pick. It's kind of triangular but rounded. This is more, I use this if I shred more because it's really pointy and the tip is really small compared to this tip. So what that allows me to do is catch less string on the pick so I can play a lot faster. So you want to position the pick, if your finger's like this, kind of like an extension of your finger. And then you're going to grip it in a round manner. So now if you can see the pick, my thumb comes back and holds it. Now the biggest thing you want is comfort. These are the closest ways of what I'm going to tell you on how that you're supposed to properly hold it. Now I had this finger operated on and cut part of this off. So I alter the way I hold my pick just because it's more comfortable for me now because of nerve endings. So that is the proper way to hold your pick. Now I am also going to suggest, before we get into scales are the building, it's the alphabet. They are the building blocks of all musical things. Like alphabet is how you start words, and words are the beginning of a sentence, and the sentence goes into the paragraph, and the paragraph goes into pages and chapters and stories. That's how the scales are. They're the alphabet of musical direction. Scales are what came first. Now the other thing I will suggest is proper hand technique. I always put my thumb like this onto the back of the guitar and I bow my hand. The reason why I bow my hand is if I hold it flat like this, it's hard to get my fingers pointed down. If I bow my wrist, I get more down. That's going to help stop hitting other strings. So these are the very, very beginning aspects of playing guitar properly. And this is going to help you in the long run. Now the other part is on the bridge part, whether it's an electric or a Floyd, I always anchor my palm. And it's muted. You could practice with one string to start. And this is very important. And let me see real quick. Let's go into this channel. Let me see if I can bypass the delay for now. Put on a there you go. There's a better sound for you. So it's very important. And you can practice it on and off. These are important things to do. Now I would suggest before you even get started on scales, just playing with your hand on the bridge and the guitar in a proper position. One string. And you can do it in beats of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. And help start with your picking. Because picking is a very intricate part of your left hand. They have to work together. Now these are the basic starting principles of getting started. And it's going to help you before, and this is very important. You want to learn, you want to practice what you learn, and then apply what you learn. And it's not just about notes. It's about technique. It's about a thought process. Nobody thinks the same way. That's what makes us individuals, and that's what makes us great. Because if we all thought the same way, it'd be one guy or a million guys creating all the same music, and that would really suck, honestly. But that's what makes us unique. So you want to learn everything first. Then you want to practice everything you learn. And then you're going to apply what you learn. Now, this is before we even get to the scales. Because without proper technique, you're going to fail right off the bat. Because you're going to have a lot of issues. Now, I have not really seen anyone on YouTube from beginning. Somebody might show you how to hold a pick, but they're not showing you the tapping with the foot, sitting properly with your leg extended. If you're a 90-degree angle, it's going to be hard to tap your foot. You want to sit relaxed. So your leg is going to want to be at a little bit of an angle so that you can tap your foot. If I turn this down a little, this is going to help with scales and your rhythm. It's very important that before you play scale notes that you have a rhythm. So, and you don't have to count, you just have to feel it. Because feel is an important part of music, even if you're practicing scales as you learn them. So this is going to be the first part of this. And I'm going to show you the G major scale as well. So this video is going to be a little long. We're not going to do a real short series. And some of these videos might be long. So if you look at this nut, That's the same thing as if you were to break off this. This would be first fret, second fret, third fret. But like a clock in military hours, that becomes 12, 13, 14, 15, 16th fret because you're counting straight through. But realistically, you see the dot, that would be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's the dot. It repeats, just like this note is a G. These notes are repeatable all over this neck. In a major key, there are only 7 notes, 8 being the octave. Now what I'm going to do is you have E, A, D, G, B, and E. The high and low are the same. 2 G's, 2 A's, B, C. Now if you look, this is an open E. So everything goes alphabetical. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So I know all the notes on the scale. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. So that's very important eventually to know all the notes. At first you don't have to know them, but I use the top 2 strings as a guide because if I'm playing this fast, I can't name those notes as fast as I can play. So it's done by pattern position, which is what I was showing before. And this is the perfect example of why, depending on the speed. Now if I go G, D, G, there you go. Now the scales have numbers. So here's G, right? That's a 1. The second note in the scale is A. And look at my finger position. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So it's one, if you do it from the F sharp, pattern wise, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Now, I'm not going to do a lot of these at one time. Maybe once a week. That way, you guys that are beginning have a week, just like in a real lesson scenario. I'm not going to overload you with a whole lot of junk and put it up so I get millions of views. Again, I'm not what this is about. And I'm going to do another video because so that everybody can see it, and I'll do it in like a licks thing for advanced people, or you'll see I'll put up the name Billy Carson. Billy Carson is a world-renowned famous guy off of YouTube who's written books, who's some kind of ancient tablet script guy, and he was just exposed. This is why I came back, to expose the fraud in what isn't correct in here. That's why I try to do what I do. So here it is again. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So I would pick everything straight up, down. And I did that exaggerated so you can see. Now going down, I pick up. Now, this is the beginning of G major scale. And if you look at these notes in the G major chord, for some of you guys, all those notes from that chord are in that scale. Now if you go through the degrees of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is an octave. Hence you can play also a major pentatonic, which is playing the outside shape of this scale. That's a major major pentatonic like a minor pentatonic. So that's the difference between major and minor, and it's the flat third. It's the third degree of the scale, and that's not important right now. We're just learning the scale because this is very important, because this is your root note. So whatever you move to whatever key, that finger goes to. A, B, C. So if I play D major way up here, or C major, I play that exact same fingering. Checking to see if I'm in tune. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. G major. C major. So all the other scale notes that correspond with this fingering, like here, and we'll do one scale a week. So of the G major position. So this one scale is going to move. So you're adding one note at the ass end of the scale. So if I move this up, you can see those two notes are the same as these two notes with different fingers. And I'm adding over here, I'm adding onto the scale. So it's not like you're learning a whole new scale. You're just learning a new position and adding on one note on the back end of that. So that is the beginning to learn how to play guitar. And we'll get into it, and we'll do a series for everybody like this. We'll do part 2, part 3, part 4, and everything like that. And then we'll get into the arpeggios and stuff like this. This will take a while. I'm going to show you what I learned in 10 years in probably 10 weeks. Figuratively, because it's not rocket science either. It's just something that takes a while, and it's practice. So you gotta, like I said, first you learn, then you practice, then you apply what you learn, and then we'll work on some of this out of this scale, and you'll learn what all the notes are. Now if you look at this scale again, you're gonna see a lot of octaves. Octave to octave. So basically you're playing the scale over again from here to there. You're just repeating the scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. Can't sing. It's early in the morning. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you're just repeating the scale. So you got 3 strings and 3 strings. So it's basically repeating the scale and a different fingering on the higher because of the tuning of the strings. So it's not like it's a whole scale of different notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that starts over. So it's very interesting. So, and here's why this scale is interesting. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So let's go back and look at this. This is the A string under the low E. And there's a B. 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, right? If I find a B up here, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Same fingering. Same notes. It's not as hard as you think. So that was to show you the simplicity of the scale, and that you're just using all these points, G, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. They're just different positions. The same notes repeated over and over and over all the way up the neck. Again, there's only 7 notes, 8 being the octave. So, and the fingerings always stay the same. So if you're playing off the B, it's 1, 2, 4, B. 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. So if I went to say D, and I played D up here, 1, 3, every other fret. So I find a D here, same fingering. Same note, same kind of fingering. That's how easy it is. So I hope this is a perfect way for you to start with your lessons. And I hope this helps immensely. Now, the way I want you to pick these, like I said, all down. And then all up. And then alternate. Up and down. So there's three ways to pick these. And why are we going to do that? Why are we going to pick and practice some 3 different ways of picking? Anyone have the answer? You, no. Because not everything gets picked the same. So when I'm playing all this, might have an alternate pick, and then 2 or 3 downs. This is getting in the habit of working your picking hand in different motions, which is very important. There you go. The beginning part 1 of guitar. Peace.